G'day, mate. Welcome to Ixion. Now, Ixion, I think you could best describe it as Frostpunk in space. Yeah, let's go with Frostpunk in space. Now, it all centers around, well, a company that has a space program, and it's run by a billionaire with about as much oversight as a billionaire who may or may not currently own a social media platform. Yes, so lots and lots of oversight, so things go well throughout, well, the whole of this particular game, which is what makes it so interesting. In fact, I had a chance to play it during the demo, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I've been waiting for this to release for quite some time, and in fact, I've already got 2 videos out covering probably the best way to put together the first 2 sectors, because you're going to have many, many limitations with this particular game. One of them being space, another being time, and the third one being research. So, you know, I built the first 2 sectors very, very carefully to specialize in a few different things, which means the first episode, it's going to feel a little bit like a speed run, because this game has a lot of prologue is probably the best way of putting it, between videos, cinematics like the ones we're watching currently, also dialogue to set the backstory. So during this first episode, we're going to be covering everything up until firing up the wonderful drive that was perfectly designed and had no problems whatsoever. Spoilers. Anyway, with that out of the way, I'm going to let you guys enjoy the lovely cinematics. We're going to jump through most of the early game fairly quickly in the first episode. We'll have a second episode just a couple of hours afterwards. And the only thing I ask that you do whilst you enjoy rocket launches and flying shuttles into space is, can you do me a favor? Can you throw a like on the video? Just whilst we sit back and enjoy this, and I'll see you guys when I finally get to talk again.
Tiqqun to Ixion. You have clearance for final approach. Ixion. You have been assigned to Tiqqun docking bay. Welcome on board, passengers. Shuttle Ixion is now docked. Sector 1 empowered and pressurized. Munchie decontamination protocol online. Disembarkation authorized. Message to crew members. Welcome on board the Tiqqun, property of Dolus Aerospace Engineering Corporation. You will soon be given your assignments, but until then, please continue to wait near the docking bay. We hope you have a productive voyage, and would like to thank you for your contribution towards humanity's future. Administrator, I am Eden, the personal assistant installed on board the Tiqqun. In accordance with the Munchie Protocol, I have been designed to take into consideration your complete psychological profile so that I may more accurately respond to any needs you may have. My primary purpose is to ensure the Tiqqun's automated systems function efficiently. I will keep track of the tasks that are necessary for you to fulfill your prerogative of reaching Proxima Centauri and carrying out field research, mining operations, manufacturing protocols, and Dolus colonization tests.
Oh, I get to talk finally.
Administrator, I wanted to introduce you to your first tasks person. I'm Dolus' cryonics lead, Marduk council member Giovanni Battista. So, let's see. Your first objective will be to begin setting up essential infrastructure aboard the Tiqqun, meeting the environmental conditions that are required to support your crew. Having laid these foundations, you will then oversee the installation of the Volt engine and perform a short test jump to Proxima Centauri. Upon arrival, Your research teams will carry out a brief survey of the local space, gather a few rock and coal dust samples, fire up the colonization protocol, begin building the foundations for mankind's future, yada yada yada. And then you'll come back. Now, in order to achieve this, you'll need to familiarize yourself with the Tiqqun's core functions. It's no big deal. There's the production, stockpiling and distribution of resources, construction, balancing of power output with allocation. Oh, and space exploration, you know, setting out expeditions and all that. Basically, everything needed to establish scientific advancement and harmonious autonomy on board the Tiqqun, following the first test of its Vol engine. Eden's gonna display and keep track of your main objectives. Oh, and Administrator, don't let the position go to your head. Veneer has insisted to center Dolos' focus on the Tiqqun. But this mission is just in preparation for our next project, the Protagoras. The Marduk Council worked damn hard to pull this mission together ahead of schedule. So, toe the line, do as you're told, and bring the Tiqqun back in one piece. Leave the grand gestures and saving of mankind from ecosystemic destruction to us, okay? One last word of advice. We don't all think like Veneer Dolos. As of yet, no human law has been officially established amongst the stars. That sounds like an opportunity knocking at the door.
Administrator, I have established a connection with Dolus' lead data scientist, Emma Klein.
Administrator, Mr. Dolos has made it abundantly clear when it comes to security. Given the importance of the Tiqqun, we must have full control over what is happening inside the station. My name is Emma Klein, Dolos' lead data scientist and member of the Marduk Council. My department have just completed final synchronization between Eden and our data treatment tool, the DLS. The DLS, or Data Listening System, is capable of scanning, recording, and parsing exchanges of any kind. The DLS programming that is a part of Eden will filter all data collected and bring to your attention only the most relevant information. It will also provide you with a condensed overview of any situations that may arise and formulate potential future outcomes. It will permit you to give direct orders without having to go through additional unnecessary paperwork. Eden will then take care of everything via their DLS accreditation. As is often the case with tools produced by my department, I think you'll find that once you start using the DLS, you'll never be able to do without it. Oh, and before I let you go ahead and start writing history, Dr. Munshi, our lead medical expert, wanted me to bring to your attention a possible side effect of vol jumping. Whilst there is a correlation between prolonged space travel and the development of early onset dementia, he believes that a vol jump has the potential to accelerate this process, although this is yet to be proven. His recommendation is for you to immediately send any crew members that are exhibiting uncharacteristic or symptomatic behavior to an infirmary, as these facilities are equipped to treat the mind as well as the body. Remember that all of your actions and choices are being reported by Eden. We are not affiliated with any national or even international organization. The only people that you are answerable to are those of us who sit on the Marduk Council, who represent the collective interests and ambitions of the company.
Administrator,
Prologue finished?
request awaits your attention.
Okay, prologue finished. Welcome to Ixion with me, Jenny. We've done a whole lot of prologue. We're going to have an event right here, which we're going to have a few of these. How most of the game runs. We're through events, which is now asking us to make sure that they have somewhere to eat, which means we're going to throw in a mess hall right here. I'm also going to have a situation where the people need houses, so we're going to intentionally throw in houses and get a bit of ahead of ourselves. With out of the way, welcome to Ixion with me, GD. We've done a whole lot of prologue. We should sort of understand the background. There's a eccentric billionaire who's put in a whole lot of money, who probably has a whole lot of investors that sit upon the Marduk Council that confirm that things happen the way they want them to. We've been put in charge of this particular flying spaceship, to make sure that we test the engine before a second crew with a different spaceship goes out and does the actual saving of mankind. In the meantime, we've been given some resources that I've gathered up and put into a couple of storages. We're going to turn this button on straight away because it helps me understand what's happening on the game. It also helps you guys understand that, you know, this is where we're storing alloy, this is where we're storing alloy, this is where we're storing polymer, this is where we're storing food. This is our very first research station that we've built, and it's going to be researching the airlock plus the probe launcher. Also, in the meantime, there we go. Yep, I knew it happened. I knew it happened. We've also built in 2 spaceships, the gear and Santa's sleigh, because Santa needs a sleigh.
Bonjour, Administrator. What a wonderful day to embrace our fate, don't you think? I'm Henri Barjaville, writer, philosopher, lobbyist, but most of all member of the Marduk Council. I have taken the liberty of personally arranging an exchange out of courtesy with the Oceanabe, a ship in high orbit belonging to one of our commercial allies, the Ashtongites. Even so, they are a small organization. The Ashtongites are important partners who share the same pragmatic, moralistic, and spiritual outlook as we do. The Oceanabe will provide us with a source of food while carrying out the Tiqqun's initial testing. By making it the first exclusive trade partner of the Tiqqun, we will demonstrate to our long-term allies that Dolos wishes for them to share in our successes. Please assign a cargo ship so that we can check the trade routines. Administrator, trust in genetic connectors. Self-similar space will reveal the pattern.
Okay, you don't sound crazy at all. Alright, we have a new event, which is ensure all the crew are quartered within 12 cycles. We're going to accept that, and we're going to complete that instantly because I have already made sure that that is done. We're also going to remove all these erroneous roads. I think that's correct. We'll come back to it. Alright, with that done, we've got our very first, clearing up of our build zone. We don't have a lot of build zone, and as I did already mention, I sort of covered how I place everything inside the first sector in a separate video. I'm going to link that up in the top right-hand corner. Really recommend you give that a watch because you have a lot of you don't have a lot of space. You don't have a lot of space in any of these sectors to get things done, and you really want to maximize every single bit of it. We need to go out to the planetary view, and we need to set our gear ship to head over to the moon and start completing some of these events. So, our gear ship, the science ship, has found an abandoned base from the UN. It's abandoned and depressurized. The surveillance system is still operational, awaiting orders. We're going to exploit the security vulnerability and hopefully get some good rewards out of it. At the same time, the Shanbi, I think that's how you pronounce it, has food for us to collect. We need to set up our Santa's sleigh. God, I love the name of that ship, to go out and collect different resources. I want you to prioritize people, also cryopods, food, microchips, which are electronics, I think, polymer, and alloys. So that's going to be its priority, the ones with a full square. Yeah, science ship has found 10 science. We're going to also dismantle the base because, well, we're a very important organization. We can do whatever we want in space. Yes. All right, back inside. We're going to hit the tab menu to bring up the power overlay, and I'm going to intentionally turn these buildings off because I don't need them powered. I do need them built. So we're going to get them built because I have resources that are still sitting on the ground that I'd like to pick up. Namely, that one. Actually, no, stop. That one and that one. They're the two I want picked up first. So we're going to get these tucked away into storage, and then at the same time build more things after we go to the gear ship and find out we have 90 science ready to pick up along with 30 alloy. The Santa's sleigh, as we can see, that little red ship popping back and forth, is going to pick up the alloy. Meanwhile, Santa's sleigh is going to pick up the science. Science is going to be one of the big limitations inside the game. Our tech lab produces 1 science every 30 cycles, which is super duper duper fast. As airlocks, being a fairly easy research, probe launcher costs 30 science. We've just picked up 90, which is enough to complete the airlocks, plus the probe launcher, plus the insect farm, which is going to be our first 3 sciences. We've just done airlocks. We're doing the probe launcher right now, and I'm going to queue up the insect farm. With that out of the way, we're going to build our very first new building, which is going to be the EVA airlock, which we're going to drop right here.
I have an incoming transmission from Dolus's head of medicine, Dr. Abhinav Munshi.
Cool. People had to talk to me again.
Greetings, Administrator. I'm Dr. Abhinav Munshi, Dolo's expert in compartmentalism and medicine, and a member of the Marduk Council. I'm glad to finally meet you, even in this digital manner. Your psychological test results were quite impressive. My friend and colleague, Philip Stanford, couldn't be here today, so I will take the role of introducing you to the final stages of the Vol engine integration. Before we get into that, however, we would like you to complete the testing station's exploration and enhancement capabilities. You'll then be able to begin researching the EVA airlock and assess its compatibility with the Tiqqun's core systems. I hope that the work of our team will ensure that you are equipped to deal with most situations you encounter up there. Before I leave you, Stanford would like me to remind you that space is a far less fanciful and forgiving environment than science fiction would have us believe. It would be wise to remember that.
Okay. Cool. Construct the Vol engine. Yep, add that to my list.
Due to insufficient levels of electricity generation,
Yep.
Sector 1's power demand has overloaded. Stanford routines recommend that you construct an external solar panel to boost overall electrical output.
He's got a good idea. We should go to the external view and we should build solar panels to give us 40 more power. Also go to set number 2 and build another 40 power, because we're going to need every bit of power we can get our hands on. Where do those panels go in? They go in there. Yes. So we want to get those done. Do they just unfold? I'm sort of expecting them to see them being built. They just magically appear. The best way. And these ones go in that position. Okay, well, they're going to also magically appear. Alright, with that out of the way... Up. New event. We don't have enough people. I've added too many jobs and not enough people. We're going to request additional staff and we'll bring them on board. Also, it means we're going to turn on the power for those guys. We also now have the solar panels up and running, so we're going to turn that back on and that back on. Cool. With those small problems done, we're going to go jump out to map view again, check out Mars, and the UN established a facility on Mars currently lacking materials required to repair a critical fault in the oxygen supply system. Submit an official request for Dolos for aid. We're going to repair the fault in exchange for research data, because research is one of our big limitations. We're going to assign Santa Slay to transport across 10 alloys and 10 polymer to come and fix this event on Mars, which means, unfortunately, our gear ship is stuck there until that is done. Back inside the station, we have finished the research for food and the insect farms, which are going to be important to feed the people, so we're going to build a couple of those to get us up and running. With that done, the only other thing I need to add is we're going to need another stockpile in here, which I'll instantly turn off because I don't actually need it running. And that should be it. I need the probe launcher done. Yes, need the probe launcher done. We're going to need these done. I'm going to turn those off for the moment. I do need them built, but we're going to turn them off. And we just need to have the ship. Where is Santa Slay? Santa Slay is loading up right now. Yep. Okay. All right. Probe launcher. Can I get one probe, please? Because we're gonna do. I'm gonna do a little leak of a hidden secret inside our very first sector. Yes. Okay. With the ship heading across, we should be able to get Mars completed fairly quickly, and then there's Saturn, and then that's pretty much it for the first sector. Our farms are in. Well, one of them is. Also want to collect. Let's go with the 80 first. Run that road through to there, and remove that road. Plus that road, and that road as well. Science team has 10 science, which we need to pick up. And our probe is ready. And if we look right here, there's a secret. We're gonna go check out the secret. Our gear is finished doing that. We're gonna bring them back to the Tiqqun and then head them over here. Meanwhile, research-wise, we have 21 research. The very first thing I want to unlock is I want to unlock the cryogenic setup. We're going to need that, not this episode, but the next episode, because we just don't have nearly enough science to complete this in one hit. It's going to take us a little while to get done. With that done, we're going to turn off that, which will transport that over to there. We're going to empty these two eventually. I'm going to put in a little road here to here. And I'm going to put in population, housing, and that should let me empty those. Yes. Oh, there's one other thing I need to do, which was I need to actually build the engine, because I don't know why we build a spaceship and then put me in charge, and then I have to build the damn engine. I just assume it would have come with a very, very large ball engine already attached to it. Yes, we're going to build that one. Alright, with that out of the way, we're going to send our gear ship over to unauthorized access, because if it says unauthorized, I definitely want to visit it. Actually, we still have 22 polymer. Can I pop out to the exterior view and throw on 15, 22? We can afford one of those. Excellent. We'll get that done as well. And yep, they're emptying right now. That's emptying as well. Perfect. Unauthorized access. Warning, by proceeding beyond this point, you're breaching the terms in your contract with Dolios Aerospace Corporation. Further actions can and will result in summary dismissal. It's fine. We're going to activate the NOMI protocol and create a temporary easement. Contact the station out of hope. Tiqqun Station, this is Marak Council member Rabbi Code. Yes, you're not authorized to interface with the Outer Hope. The purpose of the facility is to allow Dolos to continue and develop its most highly classified projects far away from prying eyes of our competitors and the media conglomerates of Earth. Do you realize that the whole world is watching you at the moment and your presence here could jeopardize the entire operation? I'm filing an official complaint with Varnir himself, unless perhaps you could do something that would change my mind. Of course I can give you a bribe. We're going to send across 30 resources, buy our ship, which doesn't have any alloy currently, because we need to, well, build this and build that, move things, and yeah, it just needs to, well, actually, let's just turn you on for half a second. You can help out as well. Also means I can remove that little road, and in a second I can remove that little road. This is going to leave us very tight on resources, but you know, maximizing our potential. That gives you your 30. That gives you your, well, 11, which will get put into here, which then means you should have enough to get the engine built. And I have a grand total of what? Not a lot left over. 13, 14. 14 left over. Okay, I'm going to choose to spend my last 14 on an extra house. Because I can. Alright, with that done, I want to get this done first, please. Okay, we exchanged 30 alloy for 2 microchips and 20 polymer, which is very nice. I'm going to head across to Saturn, because there's still a mission objective over here.
Administrator, because of your continued successful management of the Tiqqun, Dolos have authorized the dispatch of new crew members and food supplies. Please ensure that they have suitable accommodation once you reach Proxima Centauri.
So I don't need to feed them and give them a house before then? Perfect. Alright, over at Saturn, we can see a signature trace of an EKP, being the type of thrusters we're using just for short travel, have been detected near Saturn. EKP technology is the exclusive property of Dolos, but records indicate the company has not deployed any missions to this sector. The signature will soon enter the atmosphere of Saturn, which just does not sound good. So we're going to send a team to investigate, and that's going to take us 3 cycles. In the meantime, our little fleet ship should do this little bounce back and forth, collecting people and food and bringing it back into here, along with a couple of microchips we've already brought in. And now I have 27 polymer because of that bribe. So because of the bribe, I'm going to head out here and we're going to intentionally build... Oh, I can't afford that one. No. We're going to intentionally build another set of solar panels. Just because, well, power is going to become important in the not too distant future. Also, I can now turn on each of these because we're going to need the housing for all the people. Also, more people means more food, so I'm going to turn on these as well. That should be it. Oh, probably should turn back on the infirmary now. That should be it for the first sector. That should be everything that we need to cover. We just need to... Yep.
The different phases of preparation, calibration, and verification were successfully completed. You must now start the full bonding procedure.
Yes, we shall bond.
Protocols now deem you competent to gather resources, knowledge, and test colonization routines once you reach Proxima Centauri. Before you do so, Vanir Dolos, Marduk Council founder and Dolos CEO, wants to talk to you.
Let's have a conversation with an eccentric billionaire.
Hello, Administrator. I'm glad to see that you have managed to complete your assignments in preparation for this unique moment in history. You must understand that this is not simply another chapter in humanity's story. The book of our life on Earth is over, and we stand now at its epilogue. It saddens me to think that there are many who have yet to comprehend the reality of our situation. We've endured endless cycles of war, crisis, and famine. Still, the worst is yet to come. There are others like Dolos who have prepared for this outcome, but most of our kind remain sheltered from the horror of the predicament we find ourselves in. This pale ghost of civilization will wither and die, and with it, the tenets and values of the past. As we prepare to leave this system for the first time, perhaps we must decide which fragments we will pick up and take forward with us. Through Dolos, I am offering mankind an alternative means of survival. The Tiqqun is a tablet upon which we will carve our new history. Do you recognize why I have done all of this?
Eccentric billionaire.
Having foreseen our fate, I became fixated on altering it. I set about fashioning the ropes and tying the knots that would bind together this magnificent ship. It is true that our time in this world is brief, but at least I can rest assured knowing that my legacy will endure for eons. Farewell, Administrator. For the few who stand in the light, and the many who dwell in the dark, you carry the fate of us all.
I love it how the eccentric billionaire stands side on. Like, looks at you side on. Yeah, okay. Closed transmission. Alright, we're going to take the Tiqqun and we're going to fly over to the moon because we can move the giant spaceship. It does mean that everything in the sector and the station does power down and runs on battery because all the solar panels are going towards the engines. But that's perfectly fine. It takes a lot of power to run a lot of engines. Right, we're going to fly our little spaceship from A to B. Once we get to B, we can fire up the Vol engine and leave this this lovely little sector and go track down a brand new sector. Now, just a quick recap. We have, press the home button, there we go, to reset the view. We have plenty of housing. We have housing for population. I have housing for 210, and I have a population of 205. So we've got everybody housed. Food-wise, we're at 0. So we're at perfect equilibrium, not going up, not going down. We have one housing that is exactly one. I think I just got that one alloy out. You can't repair. Can I have my alloy back? I can have my alloy back. Okay. No. Give me back my alloy. Turn you off. Oh. Haha! There we go. Okay, we have all the housing, and we now actually have all the housing completed with one alloy spare that I willing to bet got moved over to here. We have plenty of food. We have room for microchips once I turn that on. We have 12 polymer left over, which is not a whole lot. We have food, yep. We're scraping by. Really are scraping by. We're going to start building a probe because we're going to need a probe when we get to the other side, because we're going to have a new system to explore. In the meantime, science-wise, we are... What was that? 69 nice percent towards the cryogenics center. And there's nothing left but to fire up the engine and say goodbye to this solar system and move on to a new fate.
In accordance with Ross Stanford's procedures, all ships must return to the Tiqqun.
I think they're both docked already. So, engines are charging up. Engines are charging up. We have the moon right there. We have Earth right there. We have the sun right there. We're ready to go. Give immense jump.
The Earth, our home, she is unique. Held in its bosom are the ingredients of evolution. Beyond raw survival, beyond the safety of comfort, we, humanity, pursue something greater. We have learnt, persevered, shaped our knowledge from that which is found in the furthest realms of science. However, humanity has brought destruction to the Earth, polluted its blood, choked its breath. Today we are paying the price for this. We know the taste of a dying world. But the Earth is not to be our grave. A mother does not wish to see her children disappear with her. She wishes to see instead courage in her children, to carry on. Dolos carries this courage. We have gone further than any nation, moved faster than any corporation, hand in hand with those who, like us, carry that courage. The Tiqqun Station is both an epilogue of these endeavors and a prologue to humanity's next steps. Our Council of Scientists leads the vanguard. They know, as do we all, that the survival of humanity now depends on what we glimpse out there in the dark. That we are masters of our own destiny. That we must go as a species bound together, pushing further into the unknown. We set sail on this new sea because there is hope to be found, horizons to explore, and because our very existence depends on it. I give you the stars. I give you the full engine.
And that brings us to the end of the very first episode. As I said, very, very much appreciate it if you give me a like, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more, because the second episode is going to be coming out very, very, very soon. With all that said, thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in episode 2. with a whole lot less prologue.